Ep.79 gardeners. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys all about how to grow grapes. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
So I went on a 3-week vacation with my family to Mexico to visit family I haven't seen in years. And when I came back, the garden had an amazing surprise for me, which was 2 clusters of grapes. And I was super excited because I wanted to taste garden grown grapes. I was really excited to see the performance of my grape this year. So let's go ahead and jump right into the growing guide. So coming at number 1 is sunlight requirements. Grapes require full sun, minimum of 5 to 6 plus hours of direct sunlight in order to thrive in your garden. Just like any plant out there, in order to stay green, they need a proper amount of sunlight from the sun in order to produce glucose, which is their plant food, and to stay green and vibrant. And the thing is, the more glucose they produce, the more healthier and stronger the plant is gonna be. So make sure you provide 5 to 6 plus hours so your grape can not only be stronger, but healthy as well. So coming at number 2 is the type of soil they should be planted in. Grapes can be a bit picky when it comes to the soil that they're planted in. That's why gardeners prefer to plant them in raised beds or in containers, because they're able to adjust the soil to the grape's preferences. Here, I planted my grape on the ground and it loved the soil I planted it in, which is well draining, retains a little bit of moisture, and it's full of earthworms. That is really important because earthworms help amend your grape, and their castings is like black gold fertilizer in the garden industry. So the more earthworms you have, the more healthy your soil is. And like my soil is mixed with sand, it is well draining, but it does tend a bit of moisture because in the morning it's really humid and we tend to have a lot of rain here in southern Florida. So the soil is in perfect conditions to grow grapes, which I've been really lucky for. But if you have clay soil or really sandy soil or compacted soil, I would recommend planting them in a raised bed containers or in a sizable container as well. Number 3 is their watering schedule. Grapes are really picky when it comes to watering as well. Grapes can be one of the hardest fruits to grow because you have to nail it in order to get the best harvest. So when it comes to your watering schedule, you have to keep a vigilant eye on your weather as well as on your climate. If you are humid and you get a lot of rain, like here in southern Florida, we barely have to even water our grapes. If it's really dry and it hasn't rained the entire week, we water 1 time a week, because our soil does tend to retain a lot of moisture sometimes, so we have to go ahead and set it back to watering 1 time a week. But if it's in containers or raised beds, it's 2 times per week. But like we're in subtropical areas or tropical areas and we tend to have a lot of rain, we don't have to really worry about that. But if you live in high desert, you might have to adjust your watering schedule to like 3 to 4 times per week to keep your plant hydrated and it doesn't dry out as often. So make sure your watering schedule is adjusted to how much water or humidity you receive daily, and then you'll be able to set how many days you could water a week. Coming at number 4 is fertilizing. Grapes loved when they are fertilized because it makes them produce more foliage and more bunches of grapes. But make sure that you fertilize before the grapes are starting to form or when they start flowering, because once they set their fruit for the year, that is it. So make sure you want to go ahead and fertilize before the fruit starts developing so you could get maximum harvest out of your vine. And I would always recommend using organic matter like earthworm castings or earthworm tea or compost, because those are 3 main things that grapes love, because it's organic matter, and organic matter tends to bring back nitrogen into the soil, which boosts their energy up by 100. But you can use any type of granule fertilizer or slow release fertilizer you have on hand. Just make sure you read the instructions and apply it as it says. Coming at number 5 is covering up your grapes and protecting them from nature. Why I say that? Because grapes are visibly more easier to tell when they are ready to harvest. And number 2, they are the easiest to get as well. So any type of insect, reptile, bird, you name it, once they see purple grapes on the vine, they will be waiting in a line to feast on your grapes. But like for me, I only have a small amount of grapes to harvest this year. I want to keep it to myself. So I'm covering it with a mesh bag this year, or you can use a very soft cloth to wrap them around, because you want to make sure you keep them protected from any animals, birds, or anything like that, so they don't pick on your grapes and you get left with nothing. So make sure you cover them up once they start turning purple or they're starting to get softer. So that's gonna be it for this exciting sprouting video. Hopefully you guys found this video educational and informative, and I'm super excited to harvest these grapes. I am absolutely thrilled, and I can't wait to see for next year when the grapevine produces more. So thank you all so much for watching. May God bless you and your entire family, and never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye everyone.